All right, I am back and I have a piece of a bag. And I just have to say a huge thank you to Carol because that was just too much fun making those Holmes journals. And I may make another one, but first I'm going to make a journal for my Bourbon Rose digital. So, anywho, I'll get there again eventually because that was super fun to make. But so what we're going to do today is this is a piece of a HelloFresh bag, but just a thinner paper bag is all you need. Or any paper, it doesn't matter. I'm just using this paper bag. I've kind of been playing with this. Oh, I'll show you guys what else I did. Sorry. I know, I just started and left and back and then did it again. I had to stop again. But anyway, I made this out of paper bag. If you don't like the shorts and you haven't been watching them, I made this little pocket using the paper bag as well. And the tag, I didn't make this in the short just because it's really hard to do anything very extensive, but this is Tim Holtz Ephemera, and I just added a little tag in there. That goes in there. I loved this music paper. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it says "My Love and I." So yeah, that was just a fun little piece to make. A good Valentine's-y piece. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day, you guys. I forgot to say that. Oh my gosh, so sorry. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you guys. All right, so another one I've made, and this will probably go in my Bourbon Rose journal. I've made this piece and I just turned her into a little tuck, and so there's just a couple of pieces of ephemera tucked in behind her. And then it's an envelope. This one's not the paper bag, but it's an envelope. But I made this out of the paper bag. And I forgot to cut that. But anyway, there's the little tag that's inside. She's so cute with her teddy bear. So I just collaged all over the paper bag, and did that to make a little tag for in there. So fun little bits to put in a journal. So what we're going to do today is take this piece of paper bag, and it measures 7 1/4, but you can make it any size. It's just going to change the size of your pocket. All right, so 8 3/4, 7 1/4 by 8 3/4, and it's sticky on the back because it had a sticker right there. So what we're going to do is fold up this bottom part, and yes, it's another pocket, but this one might be kind of fun because it's going to be tall, and it will fold like this, and you can put it on a page. And I'm sure you've seen things like this. Lots of people have made things like this. This isn't a new idea at all. But anyhow, you can put it, like, if you want, down at the bottom of your page and then leave this as a tuck. You could also take this side if you don't want to have the same pocket, and I might do that. I haven't decided yet. But you could cut off this pocket, cut the piece off for the pocket, fold it just a tiny bit smaller, and just have it as a tuck on that side, which I think I might do that, just so that both sides aren't completely the same. So I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And then you're going to collage and stuff on this, so it doesn't really matter that there's this writing and stuff on there. Sorry, my brain just went goodbye. So I just want to cut it. And this is on the other page, so even if this were a different size or you did something different entirely with this, you could do all kinds of things, all kinds of different pockets or what have you. So let's see, we just want to fold it in a little bit just to, so it's not taking up the entire page. I'm going to try to get it straight. Hopefully it's cut fairly straight. I use the cutter, but that doesn't always mean anything. And I've also been using it kind of as a glue book, just because I have lots of these bags, and it seems such a waste to throw them in the trash, and it's fun making stuff out of them, but sometimes you can't always make a ton of stuff. So even if you use them as glue pages, at least they're getting recycled a little bit. If you make them into ephemera, they're definitely getting recycled. Okay, so then on the other page, we'll put a thumb notch here, and this piece will go, or be just a little tuck spot, right? I don't think I cut that very straight, but it's all right. Okay, move that out of the way. It's a little bit big, All right, and then we're going to, should I do some collaging? Yeah, let's do some collaging first, because otherwise it might not work. I need my tear ruler. You think you have everything. You always think you have everything, and you never do. So this is just obviously from a McCall's pattern. And I just thought it'd be fun to use. Why not? I think I'm going to kind of do it like that. So it'll sort of strengthen the spine of it. So what are you guys up to today? Are you going to do anything exciting? I don't think we're going to do a whole lot of exciting, simply because it's, you know, work tomorrow for hubby and I. He got me a really cool light. So hopefully you guys can see a little better. I don't know. I always feel like it's dark. A lot of people have said it's not dark, but I don't know. Anyhow, got me another little light to shine on the table. And then as you'll notice, we put on this contact paper, and we didn't do perfect. There's some bubbles, but it's, at least I can just wipe it all down. You know, we really tried not to get bubbles, but of course we got most of the bubbles right here, because isn't that always the way? It couldn't have been over there somewhere where nobody sees it, but no. So I guess next time we learned a few things, and hopefully we can do a better job. I've done contact paper a few times, done drawers or whatever, but not really worried about what it looks like necessarily. So it's kind of hard. This table is about probably 5 feet, something around there, 4.5 feet. Anyway, it's just always tricky to get all the bubbles out and all that and get it straight, which we didn't do that either, but it just needed some help. It was getting kind of bad. And that glass mat was driving me nuts. I love it. I love Tim Holtz mat. It is great because you can clean it, and it doesn't ever get, the plastic ones get to the point where you really can't do anything about it. That one does not, but the noise and the shine and all of it, it's too much. So I've tried a few times to use it without luck for very long, because I just can't take it after a while. But it's okay. It's a good mat for if you want to do mixed media type things. It's excellent for that because it does clean off easily. There's a cool picture on the back too, but I really like the picture of this guy on this other side. It's that definite old-timey thing with the mustache. And I'm hanging that over because I'm just going to fold it over or cut it off, one of the two. That part I'll probably have to cut off. But yeah, these kind of pockets are just fun, and you're using up some trash, which is always good. However we can use up the trash and get rid of it. Well, you're not getting rid of it, you're keeping it around, but making it useful instead of sitting in a landfill. And of course, it's impossible to use it all, but anything we can use, I think, is helpful, right? Anything we can make pretty. Give a second life to. And I'd much rather be in a journal than holding food. Right? I just love these bags because the weight of them is really conducive to doing this. It's not super thick. So like some of the paper bags that you get at like the grocery store or whatever, they're real thick. And so it's really hard to make much of any ephemera out of it because it ends up just being so thick, you know. So it's just nice to have these lightweight ones. So wherever you get a lightweight bag, just keep a hold of it. Because I know obviously not everybody does HelloFresh. We've just discovered since the kids have moved out, one, it makes my life like 1,000 times easier because I'm not having to run to the grocery store as much. I mean, we don't get it for every day of the week or anything. And two, we don't have near as much waste as far as food getting thrown away. Because with 2 people, it is really hard. You know, you buy stuff and we can't ever use it all, it feels like. So it's just nice to be able to use it up and not throw it in the trash. Because I really don't like throwing food away. But sometimes, obviously, you can't help it. It's like, well, we can't eat that now or whatever, you know. It's just too much. A package of anything is too much for 2 people, it feels like. But then when we had 4 people living here, it always seemed like it was never enough. So I don't know, yeah, it's all that stuff. But we're just enjoying using that. We feel like it does cost a little bit, but we do not throw away a whole bunch of food, so... Price-wise for that, it's better. Okay, how much of that? Nope. Still need more stuffs on there. I'm just using scraps because I just have scraps coming out of my ears. These are just all old ads that have ended up in my scrap bin. I'm trying really hard to use up as much as I can out of that scrap bin because I really don't want to throw it away. The whole, you know, the whole thing. So it'll get to a point where I'm tired of whatever's in there, and I probably will. But there are some old pieces like these in there that I don't want to just throw in the garbage. Wow, this glue today just feels like it's melty or something. I don't know why. It's not hot in here. It's just glopping on. I guess it's a little warmer compared to what it has been. Sun's coming in too. Just a little something. This is a piece of Medieval Mirage. Medieval Mirage. She has lovely, lovely papers. Very nice lady as well. I used to be on her design team, but you know, you just get to the point where you gotta kind of do your own thing or whatever, you know. But Joff is fabulous. Time to do something else. Okay. And then we need something over there. We could actually use a piece of this now that you guys get how it, you know, will wrap around the page. Trying to think if I want to use, maybe I'll use some of this up here. I like the writing up here. This is on copier paper. I printed it on the wrong kind of paper than what I would use in the journal, so I'm not worried about tearing this or whatever. I am working on a new digital. I know. I just keep getting ideas, which is nice because you go through phases where you feel like you can't think of anything, and then suddenly I'll get this burst and just like think of 1,000 things, and then it goes back to can't think of anything. So, yeah. Oh, and I am going to put out, I have photographs of the Alaskan wallpaper, and those are photographs that I took while we were in Alaska. And so I've made them into a digital, and that's what's in the background of this kit. A lot of the staining and stuff like that. So I'll be releasing that one too, and I'll probably, sell it for pretty cheap just as a add-on to go with this kit if you're interested, or you may just want the old wallpapers. I've had people ask questions, is why I decided to do that. So I didn't think about people just wanting that part of it. So anyhow, that's what we're going to do as soon as I put it through Photoshop and turn it into a digital. And they're all ready. The pages are all, I've got them all sized and all that. I just have to finish it. So that is coming, I promise, because I have had questions. Probably this week. Like I said, I just got to get it finished and in the shop. And on this pocket, I might use some of that too. Let's see. I like the roses. So that's the plan. There just aren't enough hours in a day, unfortunately. As I'm sure all of you know and understand. I just like the writing on this. Sears Roebuck Company. Everything was so cool back. This book's from like 1906, this Sears and Roebuck. And I don't know, like all the fonts and whatever. It's just really fancy and neat. Now it feels like nothing's that interesting. But I guess, maybe in 100 years it will be. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that side's cool too. I might come up a little bit just because. Do I like that side better or this side better? I think I'm going to use this side. Some people said yay, some said ah. I know I say that all the time, but it's true. Because I know when I'm watching videos, I do that stuff, so. Like, oh, yay, you picked what I wanted. Or, oh, man, why didn't you pick the other one? So, I get it. Okay, and then where'd my little, oh, there it is. I'm like, where'd my little rose go? Because I still want this over here. I like that. And I don't know what to put across the bottom, but I'll figure that out. Oopsie, that wasn't good. Cut the glue. Yeah, I was just chopping up those bags this morning, you know, to make that other tags and whatever. And was like, I could use these as glue books or glue pages or whatever. So that's what I'm doing. This is like that onion paper that has typing on it. And it's old. I actually found it at a antique store. I know that doesn't mean it's old. Because some things you're like, that's not even old. Well, okay, could be old, still considered vintage because there's stuff from the 80s, of course, that is considered vintage, which blows my mind. You know, because when you're that age, you're like, what? That stuff's not vintage. But it is. But anyways, this was actually from, I think it was the 20s, maybe it was the 40s. I don't know. Like, it's not super old, but it's older. That's old for around here, though. I'm telling you, we don't find a whole lot that's really old here for antiques. Or, you know, books, paper, that kind of stuff. I always, when I watch Rachel at Roxy Creations, I'm always shocked because it's just like, how does paper stay around as long as like some of the stuff that she has? It blows my mind. I mean, I know why we don't have it here because this country hasn't been around as long, but those didn't stay folded over. Hate that. I'm going to put a thumb notch here. I'm going to lose the house. Does that seem middle? I hope so. We're just going to trim that bottom part off because it's not cooperating. I can't remember if I said, somebody asked me if I like these kind of scissors. I really, really do. Because I have arthritis right here and right here. And lots of other places. But anyhow, they really help because when it's all flared up, I can't even touch that. So putting scissors across there is, So I really do like those scissors. They work pretty darn good. And they have the smaller ones too. Oh, we need to put a thumb notch over here too, huh? Okay. I like that pinky paper on there. So, yep, that'll just wrap right around the page. And then you'll have 2 different pockets. Where did I put my... I can't see anything. I have so many contraptions above me for light and whatever else that I can see like right here. So if you ever see me like, that's why. I mean, I probably have lost it, yes, but a lot of it's just that I can't see anything on my desk. Need the light. I need to just break down and buy a ring light, but I'm too much of a cheapskate, so I just keep adding crazy light bulb things. I know, I should let it dry a little more, but I didn't. See, it was hard to tell what all was on which side, huh? Once I started doing that. All right, so Carol and I are going to be sending out our journals to each other at the end of the week. So keep your fingers crossed. Because, well, just mailing hasn't been the greatest anywhere for a while, but they've had strikes where she's at and all that. So it's always kind of a hold your breath and hope it gets there. So that's what we're both going to be dealing with. I'm going to tear a little bit more, so I want it wider. This is going to be my tag. See, this is how I do things. Measure Hushi. Don't know what you mean. Although I'd probably have better results, right? Hey, like right now, for example. I'm doubling it, so I'm going to fold it over so that it'll, you know, obviously be more substantial and not just flimsiness. So see, even after you glue on it, you can still use it. And that's why I make sure and glue on the side with all the writing and stuff, because then that way that turns into the inside and you don't even see it. Turns into the inside when it was the outside. And I tore that really crooked, but we'll fix it. We even did this on this, trying to get it, you know, while we were going along, still got bubbles. Aggravating. But I like it better, just a little bit more bright light. So, it's good. Okay, we'll decorate that. Will that fit in there? That might be a bit important. Oh yeah, that. And we could tear a little more off of there, couldn't we? Okay, keep your fingers crossed because it's wet. Push real hard. Oh, see. Oh, come on, you. You're being difficult. Just doesn't want to tear right there. It's like a real strong spot right there. It's going to be real jaggedy over here. Better off to let it dry completely. I'm sure y'all have figured that out, but time's a wasting. We're going to use some more of this because it'll just go well. I'm like, oh, where do I want to tear it? And this is in the Bourbon Rose digital. If you're wondering. Wow, I ripped that like spot on just about, didn't I? Amazing. Couldn't have done it if I tried to. I'm going to take just a tiny little bit, hopefully. Yeah, I like that. I mean, luckily this paper bag, if you do throw it away, it's not the worst thing in the world to throw away. Plastic's way worse, but still. Might as well use it. Wow, I did that like so crooked. What? I think it's actually not that crooked. It's that my tear job over here is so crooked. So how do we do this? And I'll stitch around it. That'll help. I do like the torn journaling cards and stuff, though, even though sometimes they are wonky like that. I just like the way they look. So let's put... Do we have another photograph? I'm kind of running out of photo. Maybe I should use one of the photographs from the kit. I mean, there just aren't a lot of the right photographs in there, so let's find one from here. Any of those going a long way? Oh, that lady would be pretty. Or one of the gentlemen. Wait. I think I need her. The gentlemen don't. I mean, the roses are fine, but, you know. I think she'll look better. None of these are oh, that one is. Or the lady. We'll do the lady. I'm always partial to people in my artwork. I don't know if you guys notice that, but even when I do all those collages and everything, I tend to use a lot of people over other things. I mean, I think we all obviously gravitate to that just because we are people, but a lot of people are better at, you know, making collages and things with animals or whatever, you know. I always end up with people in mine. Oh, I have those little sayings too, or little label thingies. A chicken scratch on there. What do I want on there? Maybe we'll use dream. She has that far away look, like maybe she's got to dream of something. I'll pause for a second and cut this out and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I got it all cut out. I've got a piece of lace here and a little rose that we're going to add on. So I'm just going to take my... This is art glitter glue. Just have it in a different bottle. Trying to make it easier. It's from my friend Heidi. Thank you, Heidi. She's trying to make my life easier so I don't have to fight with the art glitter glue bottle. I think it's user error more than anything, honestly. Or that my glue is just getting old, which that's very possible. I'm going to put art glitter glue on this too because it's going onto that lace. I want it to stick. And I'll stitch around this too. But for our purposes, I'm just going to glue it for now. Because I'll take my sewing machine and go around the photo as well. Yeah, it doesn't want to. Because of the lace. Art glitter glue does work on fabric and lace and that. You just got to be patient with it because it takes a little longer than it does with paper. But it definitely will stick. It's just a matter of sometimes you got to hold it down for a few minutes. Okay. I could have done this with glue stick. I just have a lot of people ask me questions like that, like what glue do I use? Why? Usually paper to paper, just use a glue stick. But, you know, if you're already got your other glue out, then whatever. Wet glue is better for, obviously, fabrics and things like that. And, of course, you can use things like Fabri-Tac. That's also another great glue for that. I just don't like Fabri-Tac because the way it feels on my hands. That's the only reason. It has nothing to do with anything. It's a great glue. I just can't do it. That's a totally me thing. So anyhow, but I have heard other people say they have the same problem. All right. I will stitch around this and I'll be right back because I might need something else. Okay, so I'm back. I have stitched all around. I've stitched around the photo through the rows, which kind of flattened it, but if you kind of just muss it up again, it's fine. And that will go in there. We'll have to, oops. I'm going to stitch up the side of this too, apparently, because I just ripped it trying to get the tag in there. So I'll probably run a small stitch up either side of that. But anyhow, that is easy to do. This can go on a page. I'm going to do the tall skinny journal, so that's why, but you could have it oriented either direction, doesn't matter. Why are you being difficult? Stop being difficult. Okay, so if you can manage to get it on the page, you have a tuck over here, your pocket here, then when you turn it, you'll have another pocket here. And why this is being so, I think it's because the edge of this tea-dyed page is kind of, what do you call it, ruffly. Yeah, see, this side's just fine. So put it on there, have your tuck, and then tuck. Okay? Oh my gosh. That was way harder than it needed to be. All right, guys, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and we will chat again soon. Love you guys. Talk later. Bye.